Hey, this is New Haircut's problem prioritization template. I created this template because I also have a larger, more comprehensive process called problem framing that I run. The problem framing process that I run takes about a day, 6 to 8 hours to run. Sometimes I break that up into two sessions. And one of the questions I get asked a lot is there a shorter, more condensed version of framing that you can do? And it is. The problem framing process that I run is a bit modular, so it can be broken up depending on what you already know and what you're trying to get out of the conversation. But one of the big pieces that you can take out of framing and do separately, and perhaps with a smaller team, even with a couple key stakeholders, is this prioritization piece. And the prioritization piece is actually the first 3 steps of the 9 steps in my larger framing process. So I've broken this out, which you can use to get a little bit of priority under your belt so that when it comes time to do framing and to build alignment and to really kind of drive deeper into the specific problem space that you're looking to reframe, doing this piece, doing the prioritization steps in advance could help to streamline and make the process a bit more efficient. So in problem prioritization, there's 3 steps that I use and that are included in this template. The first is problem discovery. So this is all about starting off and allowing the team to nominate and visually talk about all of the different challenges or problems or opportunities, I use those interchangeably, that they'd be excited for the group and the company to work on. So this is starting with a landscape of different opportunities. So that's many. And then as you move those opportunities or problems forward into step 2 uses a framework called the Cynefin framework, which is helping to categorize, but more sense the problems based on their relative complexity. And so the reason that we do that step is first, of course, to go from many opportunities to less and to help focus the opportunities based on the complexity that the group is interested in working on. So if you work within an innovation team or an R&D team, then you might want to take problems that are a little bit more meatier and complex. If you work in a call center and you're just trying to streamline operations and make things more efficient, then you might want to knock off some simple challenges. So that helps to think about the relative complexity as you move from many to a little bit more targeted set of challenges. And then in the final step, after a short break, you come back, and in the final step, you take that set of challenges that you found within the Cynefin framework. And the idea here is to use a 2x2 to eventually get to the point where you have one top voted problem or opportunity that you want to move forward with. And the way that we do that is we take all of the challenges from the section within the Cynefin that you move forward with, and you talk through the relative importance of solving that problem and the effort it would take to solve that problem. And then there's some helpful visuals down here that I've included that will help guide the conversations. And there's also some links in the notes of this board, specifically a video that talks about a little bit more about the Cynefin. And then this visual down here helps your team to think about simple, complicated, complex, and chaotic problems and how to define those, what they really mean. And then when you get to the problem categorization, step 3, this visual, I didn't create this, I found this from a Medium article, but this is a really helpful visual that you could drag and overlay to the 2x2 that you create to think about, to help guide that conversation as you start to ask people to vote on the top problems that have been plotted within that 2x2. So, and then of course, what I always do in any kind of meeting or conversation that I'm facilitating, I always have a time at the end for reflection. So there's a reflection step in here, and you could drop any reflection framework in here. The one I added is called I like, I wish, and I wonder. And then there's some space over here for meeting notes. I just call it open workspace. And the whole workshop should take you about 2 to 2.5 hours to get through. So it's fairly light, something that you can organize and get done surely within a day. And the last thing over here, if you enjoy the process and the template and the thinking behind this workshop and this template, then you can, and you want to take it forward, you want to do the larger framing process, there's a link in here so you can click through to get to the larger problem framing process that we use inside New Haircut. That link will take you to the toolkit, and the toolkit includes all of the Miro templates. There's also a pre-work template that comes with this, and there's 6 additional steps to move into the next steps after problem prioritization. And it also includes a facilitator's guide, a presentation deck to share with the team, and some additional resources. So it's all very actionable. You could just take the deck, take the toolkit, and start to run your own problem framing workshops. That's it. I hope you like and enjoy this template, and I hope that it's helpful. See ya.